Well, hi there, everyone. Welcome to another Cardwell's Cauldron. I'm Cardwell.
And I'm Kevin.
And today, we got a cute little fun deck. I've been all the other decks I've been doing recently until the next set comes out, of course, is grab a guild and make it different than what it naturally is, Especially with red-white, because that's, red-blue. Been doing a lot of decks with that. I did Golgari differently. And today we're going to do Selesnya differently. We're not going to do tokens, we're just going to do awesome dudes. But first, of course, we'd like to go ahead and remind you that we do have a Patreon set up. And for any, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just go down below. There's a link there. You can comment and ask some questions. But we'd like to show you what you can get out of one of the tiers here. We have a personal record here. And on the tier, you can choose whatever you like to, or what local artists that we have.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So you can do that. He'll do what you want and just talk to us about it, and we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
But like I said, it is part of one of the tiers. Now with that, Kevin, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
It's good. It's good. All right. So the name of the deck is Too Cool for Gruul. It's just, there's a lot of two-powered creatures in here, so.
It's fantastic, and I love it. I can't deal with it.
And
it's so good.
Basically, you are the one playing all the dudes with spells for backup instead of Gruul.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Just a bunch of creatures. The first one, Pelt Collector. I want this guy to work so bad. He never seems to work, but I want him to work. Hopefully in this deck will be good. So, 1 green, 1/1. Whenever another target creature enters the battlefield or dies, that's also great. If that creature's power is greater than Pelt Collector's, put a 1/1 counter on it. As long as he has 3 1/1 counters on it, it has Trample. So it's a 4/4 for Trample at that time.
Yeah, we just getting there with Pelt Collector, man.
Yep.
Next up is Shanna, Sisay's Legacy. So green and a white for 0/0, but it gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. Neat.
Yeah.
And then the main thing it's got is can't be the target of spells, or it can't be the target of abilities your opponent controls.
Yeah.
So they can still shock it or whatever, but they can't Chupacabra.
No Chupacabra, no enchantments attached to it, no Teferi, can't bounce it, put it in the deck. So I don't know, we'll see how good it goes. And of course the power is equal to how many creatures you control when you enter, so therefore Pelt Collector can be safe.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Now the next one is Thorn Lieutenant. This guy's just extremely strong. He reminds me of Sylvan Advocate a little bit. That card was like one of my favorite green dudes back in the day. When Thorn Lieutenant becomes the target of spell or ability opponent controls, create a 1/1 green elf warrior token. If you pay 6, 1 green and 5, it gets +4/+4. So it's a 6/6 for 6, pretty much. And he's kind of the slight theme I wanted to make the deck, just early dudes, but late game even better. They're all useful in and out in between.
Speaking of which,
yeah,
we just talked about this dude between us,
yeah.
And he's awesome. We both love him.
He's amazing.
So Untamed Kavu is a 2-mana 2/2 with Kicker 3. And if you pay the Kicker, he comes into play with 3 1/1 counters on him, making him a 5/5.
Yep.
And he's got Vigilance and Trample.
Just Vigilance is triple, super good.
I played this dude when he first came out, and this dude is insane. He's already a 2/2.
Yep.
And then if you have Kicker late game, you're just like, I have a 5/5 Vigilance Trample. And a 5/5 is really kind of hard to deal with for most people. Because it's that odd number that's just weird.
Yeah. And most creatures, the only creature that can really deal with it that I can think of in my head is good old Lyra. But besides that, it's a 5/5 for 5 or 2 for 2 for against control. You just plop it down and just keep swinging as much as possible.
Yeah.
The next one is, of course, Jadelight Ranger, because it's good. And it's 1/2 green. When it enters the battlefield, it explores, and then explores again. So it can become a 4/3 or 3/2, and it draws you land or draws you 2 lands, which is also useful.
Next up is Jadelight Ranger 2.0.
Yep.
Or otherwise known as Knight of Autumn. So a white, green, and 1 for 2/1, and it comes into play, you choose one. You either put 2 1/1 counters on it, destroy an artifact or enchantment, or you gain 4 life.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with this card. 3 mana, I get 2 different, or get an ability, and awesome.
Yeah, and 2 of those abilities are perfect against sideboarding, or with sideboarding cards. Against aggro or enchantments. It's super good.
It's so strong.
Now, the guy that is the leader of all these guys is Militia Bugler. It's 2 and a white, 2/3 Vigilance, which when I played it against Arena, I forgot it had Vigilance, so it's kind of pretty strong. But when he enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with power 2 or less from among them, put them in your hand, put the rest of the bottom of the library in any order. It literally gets every creature but 1, which is the last creature we'll talk about. So,
but you don't need that. Like, you need him to get in your hand like that, and then it. So he gets you an Untamed Kavu, and if you have 5 mana, you're like, cool, great,
exactly.
play Kavu.
Or Thorn Lieutenant, or you need Jadelight Rangers, or you need Knight of Autumn, which is a 2/1 at first.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, he's pretty cute.
Next up is Beast Whisperer. It's 4 mana for a 2/3. When you cast a creature spell, draw a card.
Yeah, because
we're playing dudes. Might as well get some more value out of them when they come into play.
Yeah, make them all have cantrips, and you can. It's only cast too, so like you cast them, they get countered. That's good. You draw a card. Thank you. And Militia Bugler can grab them.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the only one it can't grab is Shalai, Voice of Plenty, but it's too damn strong not to use.
Yeah.
So 3 and a white, 3/4 Flying Angel. You, planeswalkers you control, and other creatures you control have hexproof, which means it can't be targeted by spells or abilities your opponents control. And then you pay 4 and 2 green, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Just good.
Yeah. She's so strong.
It's insanely strong. She's amazing.
Next up is one of the first spells we got, and it's Assure and a Symbol.
Yep.
And 2 white for Assure is hybrid mana, 2 white, 2 green.
Yep. And
you put a 1/1 counter on target creature. That creature gains indestructible until the end of turn. It's an instant.
It's very valuable. We know how strong Dramoka's command was just 1/1 counter at instant speed or whatever. This gets rid of tons of kill spells, gets rid of board wipes if you need to. It gets rid of dudes that you're blocking, you know.
Yeah.
It's just good.
And then a Symbol is 6 mana, instant, create 3 2/2 green and white Elf Knight creature tokens with Vigilance.
Yeah. Especially if you go first, they board wipe on turn 5, then you just have instant speed throw, or turn 6 or whatever.
Yeah, you're just like, cool, I'll get three dudes.
3 dudes. That's good.
Because it still gives you some sort of a threat in board.
Exactly. The next one is Silhouette, because no one uses it anymore, so might as well bring it back, right? Bringing Silhouette back. It's flash, enters the battlefield, exile tap creature opponent controls, and Silhouette leaves the battlefield. So,
you're attacking me? Go it.
It's really good early game, especially.
All right, and I'll let you talk about your boy.
Of course, and the good old big boy is Ajani. He's just extremely strong planeswalker, especially for these creatures here. He costs 4 mana, 2 white. He loyalty counters 4 as well. +1, put 1/1 counter on each up to 2 target creatures. So just 2 dudes that give +1/+1 counter. Ridiculous. -2, return target creature with a converted mana cost 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. So a few of them, but still really powerful if need be. And then -7, it's a game winner, like it really is. You get an emblem at the beginning of your end step, create 3 1/1 white creature tokens with lifelink. You just win after that.
Yeah, you get the constant threat of just being like, I have dudes.
I have dudes. I have dudes.
And then finally we got Conclave Tribunal, and it's another enchantment, just enchantment removal. 4 mana for an enchantment, Convoke. Which Convoke, you can have your dudes help pay for things by tapping for mana of their color.
Yep.
So white or green or colorless. And whenever it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Conclave Tribunal leaves the battlefield. But this one is amazing because it can hit planeswalkers, it can hit other enchantments, it can hit whatever you need it to hit.
Exactly. And just seeing this card played back to back, like constantly, like over the weekend on Twitch or whatever, is just insane. It's just super powerful. Multiples are good. And if you just played a dude and like you can tap your dudes to, basically outrace your opponent.
Yeah, because you're making dudes with like a Symbol or Ajani or just any other little dudes that you get to play.
Yeah.
They get to be used as mana to play this on that same turn.
Yeah. And you have
so strong.
Some creatures with Vigilance, so if you're like swinging in, then now you can tap them. Second more to get a Teferi or whatever.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, those are fun times. Now, of course, the lands, they're just basic. We have 23, 4 Sunpetal Groves, 4 Temple Gardens, and then just good old plains and forests. Simple as that.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah.
The first sideboard / like extra card we want to talk about.
Yeah, pretty much. We do honorable mentions as well.
Doing. We Bounty Agent, and he's 2 mana for a 2/2. He's got Vigilance, and you tap, sacrifice Bounty Agent, destroy target legendary permanent that's an artifact, creature, or an enchantment.
Yes. So it's kind of weird. It gets rid of Search for Azcanta for sure. And I don't know. I want to use him. I want to say he's good.
Yeah, he's got his place, but he's not going to be...
Maybe when the next set drops, he'll be super amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully. We'll find out.
We'll see. The next one, Dawn of Hope. Now, this card is ridiculous. 1 and a white. It's an enchantment. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. Cool. Or you can pay 4, create a 1/1 dude with lifelink. Just amazing against control. If you're able to plop it down immediately on turn 2, then you can almost guarantee a win.
Yeah, because it's that constant threat of having something. Like, you can pay 4 just to overflow the board after a while.
Yeah, while keeping your hand full of cards.
Yeah. We have Knight of Grace, which is a 2-mana 2/2 first strike, hexproof and black.
Yep.
Which means it can't be the target spells or abilities by black. Your opponent controls, and then it gets +1/+0 as long as any player controls a black permanent.
It's kind of... I would like to think it's strong against Golgari, but it's just really good.
Yeah, it's just a really good card.
Now, especially I was thinking about this card against Golgari in general because of stupid Find and Finality. But Pride of the Conquerors, 1 and white. Hopefully you have a Send, because that's where it helps. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until the turn. If you have a Send, City's Blessing, it gets +2/+2. That saves pretty much all your dudes from Find and Finality. Because it's -4/-4. You play this, have a Send, it's +2/+2. All your dudes pretty much live.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way out of it.
Yeah.
Next up is Remorseful Cleric, and it's 2 mana for a 2/1 flyer. Sacrifice it, exile all cards from target player's graveyard.
Yeah, you can almost play this main board.
Yeah, I could see it being played main board because there's a lot of Golgari stuff that does silly things with Undergrowth and just...
And is it Phoenix? Like, get rid of that?
Oh, yeah.
Of all the spells. Sure, it doesn't deal with Crackling Drake, but hopefully you can kill that later.
Yeah.
Tocatli, Honor Guard, of course. You should know this card if you fought against Golgari. It just stops them completely. Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger. Now, it hurts you a little bit, but hurting them more is better.
Yeah. Next up is Make a Stand. 3 mana for an instant. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until the end of turn.
Yep.
You're going wide, so they're gonna want to board wipe, and when you take that away from them, they just can't.
Exactly. It's definitely against Jeskai control. Just when they're turn 3 dudes and you're like indestructible with Deafening Clarion. There you go. And then you're just like, cool, I still have board.
Yeah.
And you wasted a turn.
Super good.
Next one, Ixalan's Binding. So when you go against control, you swap this out from Conclave Tribunal. Because you're probably not going to have a creature on the field anyway. But so you can get rid of their win game to Fairy. Get out of here. Div Mizzet, get out of here.
And the other guy we got is Tendershoot Dryad. And it's 5 mana for a 2/2 with a Send. And so if you have the City's Blessing, you get a Send.
Yep.
At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 Sapperling. And Sapperlings you control get +2/+2 as long as you have the City's Blessing.
I just love him a lot. And Bugler gets him, which is cool because he has power 2. So if you're like turn 3 or 4, you get Dryad from the hand, from the pick. And it's just, I don't know. He's just super powerful.
Yeah, he can totally win the game or change it in your favor real hard. Because it's every turn he makes one. Their turn, your turn, I don't care. I'm just getting dudes.
You play them, their upkeep, you get a 3/3 hopefully. And then your upkeep, you get a 3/3. And you just sit there swinging with those tokens. Like, if you're worried about Sell the Wreckage, well, they can take care of that for you.
Yeah, and you're like, cool, settle my tokens, I'll get free lands.
Yeah,
I'm all down.
But yeah, that is the good old 60 there with the on-roll mentions. Like I said, this is the best thing I can think of for Selesnya, just big, awesome dudes. Of course, there's Carnage Tyrant too, but you know.
But we wanted to stay little dudes that get big.
Yeah, exactly.
And totally abuse Militia Bugler, because dude's pretty good.
Yeah, you don't want to Bugler and then have all your Carnage Tyrants in there. You're like, oh, that's super sad.
Womp womp.
Boom, 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 boom. Well, the deck list will be down below, and hopefully you enjoyed your stay here at Geektopia Island. Goodbye.
Also, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all of our future content, make sure you tap that bell.
And go ahead and check us out on our streams. Don't forget to support us on Patreon. And thank you for staying here on the island.
Later, guys.
Bye.